Excellent. Although the colors are a little bit weird, but I would be talking about how to measure impact on software development from AI perspective, and we will see some statistics. So this is a topic I'm passionate about, and I hope you find insights and what I will share today helpful for you. Yeah. My name is Igor Zilka. I'm working for UNIQA. UNIQA is an insurance company present in 17 countries in Europe, and I'm working in an IT department of UNIQA. It's called UNIQA IT Services. This company is present in 4 countries with headquarters in Austria, and I'm located in Slovakia. Together with developers from around 10 Scrum teams, and they are working on products in a cluster which we call digital channels. And 3 of those teams are working on online sales. The color is really weird. I think I will reconnect. So 3 of those teams are working on online sales, and we are proud that we were evaluated as the best online insurer of 2024 on Austrian market, and also repeatedly in 2025. So I had to share it with you. It was also a surprise for us. And also the rest of the 10 teams, so 7 teams work on a self-care solution called we.CONECT. It's a solution which exists in web and app form. And we have quite high ranking in both stores. So it's a first insurance application on the ladder of finance applications in Austria. And our rating is around 4.7, so we do something good also. And we launched this year also AI-powered feature in we.CONECT. So we are proud on these results. Before I share any statistics, I want to share that I like this book. It's for users of the brain, so manual for the users of the brain. And early in this book, author introduces warning or caveat. Swallowing everything in this book, hook, line, and sinker could be hazardous to your health. And he then refers to the book How to Lie with the Statistics, because the book is research-based, and there is a distance between reading some statistics and applying it into. So this is just to remind that we should think twice, or let some time to think about what figures and numbers mean and how they impact our life. So we start with the first figure. I think you saw it. It was by end of 2024. So I heard some of you referred to AI code assistants as teenagers. I think by end of 24 it was a kid. So Google let a kid write 25% of the code. It can be one interpretation, okay? Here we have a message that a vibe coding is on the rise, which means we will let kids write 100% of the code. Interesting movement. But be careful, this was just a hype, and Andrea Carpati then retracted it a little bit, and then programmers are bringing more security holes into the code. Then I was suspicious of that source. It was a little bit not that reputable, but I found very alerting message in a very reputable magazine that AI agent deletes company database. Have some raise hands who of you saw that article? We also saw it in our company, but did nothing about it, because how can happen that the databases, you must be really junior. But just yesterday, my senior developer posted me a message that he did some assisted coding with his private project, and it dropped his database. And this was one of the best seniors. I put the message, be careful. Yesterday there was recommendations about creating guardrails when you prompt with and in code assist. And no one would think that AI assistants would regard dropping database as a, let's say, minor change. So put it to your MD files as no modifications unless explicitly instructed, and this would be, I think, the measure. It's real. Okay, another not so good-looking report with high reputation. Here we see model quality is relevant. Yeah, I can subscribe to that. And further messages, which says AI is here, not going to go anywhere in the near future, and it makes an impact. But how to measure that impact? Another very scientifically looking study says that developers even can be slower. Yeah, they have a bad estimation capabilities of how they judge how faster they will be with AI-assisted coding. But yeah, this was done only with 16 developers, and it was done in July 2025. So my final message after this entree is what I like also. It was said by my favorite developer and musician and whatever, Mr. BT. And so don't panic. This is a message which I'm sending, and focus on some measurements which are not rocket science, and you will see it. So this report says that companies sees, or engineering leaders sees as a key challenge how to measure AI impact, okay? Only 18% companies measure it, in fact, 40% still. These were different questions, so the sum is not 100%, obviously. Another, here is about business leaders. They also see it very high, that they are a little bit, yeah, they have problems with estimating and demonstrating value. So the pain is there. And again, to a little bit rephrase why it is important, it affects software delivery. It can worsen, it can improve. Someone mentioned that AI acts as a multiplier. Yes, it will make good things better, and bad habits will be amplified with AI also. Developer experience, we want to listen to developers, how they perceive their work when they use assistants. Maybe many of you were approached by your managing directors who were coming with money budgets, and they ask, okay, now I have money, this AI looks like interesting thing, tell me how much and where to invest. And you said, yeah, just buy premium LLMs and go for the rollout company-wide, but do you have some figures, or I have to rely on you as an expert? Yeah, I'm an expert, yeah. So, and it affects also the way how we will educate our colleagues. There are some new trends which needs some observation. Okay, I'm a fan of this company DX, which created a framework of from which different angles we should look, because there is no golden KPI which we should measure alone. Just a quick check, how many colleagues saw this? No? Then I'm here for the purpose, good. So we can get this as an inspiration. It's not a Bible, but they, I think, went furthest on the market to research what could be relevant KPIs to measure. And good news is that the old KPIs like DORA or incidents, or let's say the standard KPIs which you measured to assess productivity of your teams, stay relevant. But there are some few additional, like AI usage, utilization of your AI tools. Yeah, and we will also have some concrete examples. They also published this. So these are 18 companies, quite well known, and their KPIs which they measure with regard to AI impact. I think these slides will be shared, I hope. So you will then be able to look at it. But they have a common denominator, usage of AI tools, maybe PRs which are assisted, or number of accepted code suggestions, yeah, PR throughput, etc. And now we will have a look to the first KPI, how it looks in our company. So we have granted licenses to around 200 developers, and we see on the first graph daily active users. So the users who used this at a particular day, we see roughly half of the users are using the license. Next is the weekly active users. Below, you see how many code suggestions there are, and very interesting, how many were actually accepted to the code. So the last statistics shows that well above, I mean, at minimum 20% of the code suggestions are actually accepted, which is quite well. And this statistics comes from GitHub Insights. GitHub Copilot Insights, they introduced it very recently. Yeah, you can also have a look on models used. We can see 44% of users adopted agentic in their daily work. There is one notable point for Claude Sonnet, that it works best in this agentic mode. So Claude Sonnet is used with agents. And because Insights does not give me this longer time frame, I sucked data out of it and let Copilot visualize it to see certain trends. So we have rising trends on usage, so active users, and yeah, approximately stable trend with acceptance of the code. Here we see correlation between code suggestions and acceptance. So the more suggested, the more accepted, and some tool stack which we use, because there was a question which programming languages. So this is, we use Terraform on the infra side, and on the front end Angular. I don't know if it's mentioned there. Okay, next KPI which we can have a look is PR throughput. This is from monorepo, from front-end development of my UNIQA. We see a clear rising trend. If it's attributable to these Copilot introductions, I can't say. I think I get more messages from my developers that more notable change will be after introduction of these premium LLMs. So they are really game changers. So we will see how it further develops. At least it did not destroy our throughput. This is one of the takeaways. Here we have certain statistics from the market, where they did compare usage of different tools with over 30,000 developers. Hard to believe, but I mean, okay. You cannot read it. I was not able to read it, so I asked Claude Code to just recode it, and it did it like this. So we see main contenders are Claude Code, Copilot, Cursor, but Windsurf is also stepping into the game. The study says that more and more used by especially enterprises. So this was PR throughput and the tooling, which we may see worthwhile to mention. Next KPIs are DORA matrices. So this is how it looks like for my UNIQA. We are mostly in elite class, okay, but where we are lacking a little bit is lead time. It always offers this short-term view. I tried it to enlarge it for quarter, but still, so we are sometimes at a medium to high for the lead time. So I made again a backend data suck and let Copilot make a visualization of lead time and frequency. I'm saying I'm not proud of this, because it says we have some PRs open for not acceptable long time, but most of them are, let's say, done in a quite nice time. So we see on the y-axis days, so lead time days, and there is another axis which measures frequency. I think I would say we do not see any notable improvement after introduction of these milestones. So the first is Copilot pilot, just for few developers, then mass rollout, and then introduction of LLMs. But again, let's say maybe next year we see how the premium models made impact here. Okay, so there is a natural tendency to hand over the steering wheel of the whole the development chain to the AI, and one reporter noticed it, or developer noticed it, and he challenged this paradigm of always having code reviews again, and this is how it looks like. You can be faster without code reviews, but you will also introduce more bugs. This study is from 2025. I guess it was AI assisted, and if you compromise on code reviews, it means that you are condemned to repeat this DevOps racetrack again and again until, it goes, worse and worse. So it's worth also always to challenge your code. Maybe, again, call your assistant for code review. Another statistics which we observe is a so-called SPACE framework, which Microsoft used especially for measuring happiness, developer happiness, after introduction of GitHub Copilot. In 22, on the left-hand side, you see this GitHub research from Microsoft. So you see KPIs like I feel more productive. So this is a survey-based chart. We asked developers, when using Copilot, do you perceive more productivity, 1 to 10? Okay, it was not yes and no, 1 to 10, 1 star to 10 star. And these are averages of the stars. And we measured it in 2023, and it looked very similar. I don't have it here, but we measured in 23 when we introduced GitHub Copilot. In 25, 65 developers out of these 200 participated. We have some issue with engagement. Okay, yeah. So, but you see, these are all positive figures, and all of them also checked at the end that they would recommend others to use Copilot. This is also interesting. So this was SPACE, a little bit soft measurement by survey, I think quite important. And here we have another approach how to assess if it works or not. So these are use cases, AI use cases. This concrete is a refactoring of existing code. The colleague said he would never ever do this if it was not that cheap, because value was not that high compared to the costs before use of AI. This is the first case. I will go through those cases fast. This is larger case. We have a legacy system which we need to very proprietary, very specific, and we need to migrate pages to a Storyblock CMS system. Again, very good savings. This is partially estimated, but we have here 800 PDs, and we must be ready. We must be ready by end of 2026, and this is given by, let's say, size of the team, and they are also very much aligned that they will maybe even do it faster than that. So we have some results. They are just narrowing the gap between what is acceptable quality of the output now with refining the prompts, and practically, we are very close to have this done. Then another use case is accessibility regulation, which can be very nicely used. This is no fun for any developer to implement accessibility, and here we use also Cloud Code to speed us up, and there are some figures. And after mentioning 3 refactoring cases, this is an incident from a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Friday afternoon, of course. And the root cause was that The backend services were in maintenance mode or down, let's say, and the front-end microservices, or let's say microservices of our front-end system were failing because of the congestion. Interesting learning was that we had 3 experts still at house at this time at looking at this, and they prepared a merge request, also assisted by no-name AI, and they all were satisfied with the result. They wanted to bring it to production. They agreed this is a very solid MR. I'm using merge request and pull request interchangeably because we are using GitLab, so it's the same. But by a stroke of luck, one guy said, okay, let's challenge it by Claude Code, and Claude Code actually opposed the proposal in all respects. So timeout increase proposal was actually wrong, timeout decrease. Thread scaling was also not well elaborated by the first AI analysis, so here Claude Code, and it even suggested two-phase solution. So he was aware this is a weekend coming, so he said just decrease the timeout, let it survive the weekend, and then next week you will implement a proper full fix. And our colleagues were totally surprised. So two learning things, that our developers are very prone to believe AI is right. They believed that the original solution was correct. Second, in the second iteration of this Claude Code, they discovered a whole new problem area which was totally unknown for them. So it had this positive effect. Here I'm only showing how much on the top are the pain points for refactoring and a capability of AI to help with refactoring. So these are one of the top cases. Okay, I think I'm over the time. I will not elaborate on this. Maybe I have a Word Cafe. Later on, we can maybe elaborate on different roles and skills later. Vibe coding made it to the Word of the Year at the same year when it was invented. I think it has not. And I will conclude my presentation with this quote from a colleague of mine. He's an AI chapter lead. Yes, we have AI chapter to learn and accelerate learning inside of our development teams. And he said, Claude Code enabled us to improve things which we considered as not improvable. Twofold interpretation. First, not improvable because it was so much effort for so little value that we didn't invest it in this. And these are these refactoring and technical depth cases. Second is that we even didn't know it can be improved. So discovery of a new problem domain. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Igor, thank you. Important topic in these days. And do you have any question?
Yeah, I've got one question.
Whoops. Microphone is...
Thank you for sharing all the real-world data. I think that's super valuable and on the high. About the outage, the Friday evening outage, so how does Claude Code uncover a new domain problem? Do you provide it with context, or can you share a little bit about how that worked?
I do not know exactly what was the prompt. I do not know that details, but this new problem domain was related to the infrastructure, the really deep down in tuning the microservice with more CPUs and yeah.
Okay.
So it was in that direction, very, let's say, specific. We are running it in AWS cloud, and yeah, there were some settings in infrastructure which we were not aware that they can have that impact. But
okay, so basically, the AI was kind of looking at it from a broader perspective and trying to figure out other areas than where the engineers were looking into.
Yeah, I think this cloud agentic mode with Sonnet or whatever, these top latest models, is that, yeah, it goes to a little bit broad.
Yeah. like a code team
area.
red, like challenging somebody's assumptions, and yeah, okay, interesting. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
I have to also say I'm a developer hobbyist. I have technical background, but I'm not creating any commits to production code. I'm, just...
My question is, if you find out some differences when people were reviewing the code created with AI, because sometimes if you go to agent mode, it changes a lot of files. So my assumption is that it will be harder to review a code that is written with AI without like agent, without telling them just change this file, like be patient with it, rather than a PR raised by a human.
It's interesting, yeah, thought. So first of all, we are not letting these code reviewers, AI code reviewers, to blindly look at everything. So we also have a ready-made MD instructions and guardrails which can, let's say, point a little bit more to the focus of this review. And at the point of code review, I think the code should be fairly high quality, because we already use assistants and this mini code review. So with this shift left, we partially do code reviews at each commit actually. So we can.
Not necessarily about the quality, but the files change. If you go agent mode with Cloud Zone, for example, it says, now let me do that. Now, no, don't do that. Now let me do that. Now let me do that.
I don't have this experience, but you can narrow the focus of the agent with these markdown guardrails.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.